Election day is just over 5 months away now, and polls show the economy is the most urgent issue facing the country. President Biden is trying to convince voters his economic plan is working, while former President Trump is trying to convince voters his economic plan would be better for the country. So let's dig a little deeper into these plans. For that, we turn to CNBC's Dominic Chu. Dom, good to see you. Let's start with the Trump plan. What is he proposing, and what are the potential consequences?
Sure, Anna. We don't have a lot of details yet about the former president's economic agenda, but what we do have is a good chunk of the broader strokes, the bigger picture about what Trump would do if he got elected. Now, we don't have time to go through all of them, but some of the key focal points involve things like tariffs. Those taxes on imported goods were a big part of his agenda during the first time he was in office and continue to this day with the current Biden administration. So American voters are going to ultimately have to grapple with and come to some kind of a decision about the balance of cost and benefit, because putting higher taxes on imported goods will raise prices for consumers and be inflationary. But is it worth it to become less reliant on foreign-made goods? The same thing goes for labor costs as well. You've got larger scale immigration crackdowns being proposed, whether it's targeting legal or illegal immigrants. That's going to constrain the labor pool and add upward pressure to wages, which could ultimately be borne by the consumer, adding to inflation. Now, tax cuts are also part of that plan as well. But where will the tax cuts come from? Who will pay the most to offset the lost revenue? Those are all issues that could or could not be inflationary, Anna. So there are still a lot of questions about the specifics with a potential Trump economic agenda there.
So what about President Biden's economic agenda and how it's affecting the economy and efforts to fight inflation?
Sure, Anna. So President Biden has a problem with regard to how his administration is being perceived on handling the economy. Now, some polls do show that it is one of the biggest weaknesses being perceived by the voting public with regard to his administration. On the one hand, you've got inflation that is still running uncomfortably high, especially for lower to middle income Americans. On the other hand, the jobs market remains relatively strong and the economy continues to grow, even if it's at a slower pace than in previous months. The stock market is at record highs or close to it. But Biden, like Trump, is also a hawk when it comes to foreign-made goods. He's already put more tariffs on products from China, including electric vehicles, solar energy products, also things like steel and aluminum. That's all inflationary, arguably. There are also plans to target tax hikes on companies and billionaires. Aspects of the Inflation Reduction and CHIPS Act may end up lowering inflation over time by improving technology, Anna, but that could take years to play out. The bottom line is this. It looks like Trump and Biden are going to have to make the case and communicate it more clearly to the voting public.
But that information, just the facts that you lay out there, I think are so important for voters to understand what their choices are here. Let's talk about what's happening on Wall Street today, because there was some kind of technical issue causing trading on several stocks to be halted, including Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway company. So what can you tell us about this?
So what I can tell you right now, in the latest development in just the last few moments, is that those technical trading glitches have been resolved. So things are functioning normally. Earlier in the session, a number of names, it is not yet clear how many names were affected, but as you point out, Anna, Berkshire Hathaway was one of them, NewScale Power was one of them, I believe Barrick Gold was one of them, had some trading anomalies that led to sharp drops. Those things have been corrected. We're going to wait for the exchange to come out with the postmortem, but everything is functioning fine for right now, Anna.
Okay, back on track, despite what we're seeing right now with the Dow down currently more than 200 points. Dominic Chu, thank you very much.